crossing Iberia, we've had some lively downpours there, pushing into southern western parts of France. High pressure, keeping things settled further east, but with fog issues. Still mild and unsettled far north of Sweden and Norway, and some warmth here as well, temperatures well above where they should be, but clearly into the high pressure starting with frost. Some warmth as well to the south of Africa, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Botswana, lots of showers you can see around the Gulf of Guinea, but drier than it would normally be for parts of Angola and South Sudan. Instead, we've got showers across parts of Tanzania and Kenya. We've got some rain moving out of Georgia, pushing across northern parts of the Middle East here, as you can see, towards the Caspian Sea. So it's an unsettled looking picture here, one or two showers elsewhere, Saudi Arabia and Kuwait. Warnings are out for the likes of Kerala and Tamil Nadu, also into parts of Andhra Pradesh, where we've got some wetter weather on that northeasterly monsoon starting to pick up here for the coming few days. We've got this is a severe tropical storm, Afghani, which is moving away from Taiwan, having this very western windy weather, potentially another storm brewing to the east of the Philippines at the moment, low pressure, brushing rains and cooler winds across parts of Korea and Japan in the coming few days. You can see this potentially could move its way towards Vietnam, which is at the moment experiencing rains of Goni and other storms, and lots of wet weather, particularly southeastern Vietnam, where of course we've had so much flooding of late. High pressure, warmth and high temperatures for many parts of the Northern Territories of Australia and further south as well. But we'll watch low pressure move in as we head through into the weekend or the end of the weekend. As we see, we've got some rather unsettled conditions, gales and heavy rains across parts of New Zealand this weekend. As ever, there's plenty more available on the website.
This is BBC News, live from Washington and London as the US presidential election reaches a climax. Joe Biden builds momentum in the remaining battleground states. The margins are narrow, but the trend of the ballot count favours the Democrat. A recount is announced in Georgia, where Joe Biden has a 1,500 vote lead.
The final tally in Georgia at this point has huge implications for the entire country.
Joe Biden has also overtaken Donald Trump in the crucial vote count in Pennsylvania, a prize that would hand him the White House.
And I'm Yalda Hakim, live from the battleground state of Pennsylvania, where Joe Biden is ahead by 6,800 votes.
And as for the candidates themselves, well, Joe Biden calls for calm and patience. He says the process is working properly and he's confident he's done enough to win.
Each ballot must be counted. We have no doubt that when the count is finished, Senator Harris and I will be declared the winners.
Donald Trump, however, once again makes accusations of electoral fraud but offers no evidence. His campaign has put out a statement saying the election is not over.
If you count the legal votes, I easily win. If you count the illegal votes, they can try to steal the election from us.
The president's supporters protest on the streets, and millions of dollars are being raised to mount legal challenges in a number of states. And with Mr. Biden edging ahead in Pennsylvania, the electoral arithmetic looks increasingly bleak for Donald Trump. Hello and welcome. I'm Jana Brown in Washington. Philippa Thomas is in London. In the last half hour, election officials in Georgia have announced a recount due to the razor-thin margin there, which sees Joe Biden in the lead just. The Democratic contender has also pulled ahead in Pennsylvania, a state that's of critical importance to both candidates, as it's worth 20 electoral college votes. Joe Biden needs just 17 more to reach the magic number of 270 to win. So which states have yet to declare and what potential routes remain for each man to win? Well, my colleague Rita Chakrabarti here in London has the numbers. Let's look at the paths to the presidency potentially for Joe Biden, Rita. Well, Philippa, this is the map as it looks at the moment. The grey states, the ones that are still to be projected for either candidate. We know there's going to be a recount in Georgia because things are so very close there. A lot of attention now on Pennsylvania, which earlier today Donald Trump held with a lead of about 18,000 votes, but Joe Biden has edged ahead. The raw figures put hardly anything between them, but the latest is that Joe Biden is 6,826 votes ahead of Mr. Trump. I want to show you this little pop-up here, which is the absentee voting. This is important because you can see that 40%, so 2 in 5 people voted either early in person or by postal vote, and that skews heavily towards the Democrats. Now, this is important because these are the votes that are now being counted in Pennsylvania. Quite a few of them in Philadelphia, about 20,000 still to be counted in Philadelphia, and that is a heavily Democratic-leaning city. So that is why the Democrats are feeling confident about Pennsylvania. I've taken you back to the map, which is the state of play at the moment. Let's take a look and see what happens if we fill in some of these states in a blue pen, meaning that they turn Democrat. So this is an assumption at the moment, but let us assume that Joe Biden does succeed in flipping Pennsylvania. There you have it. It takes him over the 270 mark to 273. And at that point, he is the next president of the United States. But just for argument's sake, let us assume after the recount that he does manage to flip Georgia, which would be an enormous victory for the Democrats, that he manages to retain Nevada and also manages to flip Arizona, where there's a very tight race going on at the moment. That would take Mr. Biden up to 306 electoral college votes, and that is the same number as Donald Trump got in 2016. Rita, thank you very much, and we'll keep coming back to you to find out exactly where things stand. Well, as we mentioned, the recount has been announced for Georgia. Here's a little bit of what election officials out there had to say just a short time.
Right now, Georgia remains too close to call. Out of approximately 5 million votes cast, we'll have a margin of a few thousand. The focus for our office and for the county election officials for now remains on making sure that every legal vote is counted and recorded accurately. As we are closing in on a final count, we can begin to look toward our next steps. With a margin that small, there will be a recount in Georgia.
Well, hello guys, how are you? You say nothing, and so that is why I'm just waiting for you to say something.
Okay, hello, how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm fine, thanks.
So how about Mark?
Mark.
So who's Vladislav? I have no idea. Okay, let's see what's going on there. Yeah, and you just talked because as you know that I have to answer the calls from other people. Okay.
Hello there.
Hi.
Okay, just go ahead because as I said that I will have to.
Okay.
Yeah, I will have to fill the questions. Okay.
So,
yeah.
Vlad?
Yeah.
Okay, how are you?
Oh, nice. How are you?
Fine too. How old are you? Where from?
I'm from Russia, straight from Novosibirsk city. I'm 23. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. How was your day today?
The thing is that my schedule is broke. Like currently, I sleep on day and living in nights, and that's it. Yeah, I don't like this time when when I have to live in night.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So you can tell how you start learning English or something like that.
Say again?
You can tell us how you start learning English, or maybe you have a goal for learning English, something like that.
Okay, I started learning English 2 years ago. And my goal is to teach other people. So, yeah.
Very good, yeah. Mark, why are you keeping silent? Hello, Mark.
Well, let me join your conversation. I was keeping silence because, you know, I was just sitting and listening the conversation between Vlad and Masha, but it's okay, I'm here.
Yeah, but
so
you have to greet us. You haven't greeted us at all. You didn't say hello. That's the problem. That's why I was just wondering what's going on.
Yeah, hi everyone, nice to see you here again. Let's work together as we did before. Hope it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, let me say something.
Yeah, sure.
I'm here for the first try. This is my first experience here to be here, and I hope we're gonna have a nice time here. And I'm curious about asking one thing. How does my mic sound? Is it good? Is it understandable for you?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it's absolutely good.
Yeah, and the second thing I wonder, Vladimir, can I ask you what is your middle name? Because
no, it's not necessary. In English, they even
I can call you Vladimir, right?
Yeah, sure. Because you know the Americans I've been working for, they even make my name Vladimir. They call it Vladimir. They make it even shorter all the time. They say Vlad, and that's enough. But so that means
because there's the difference between Russian and American culture. So I just want to show my polite I just want to show my respect when I call you with a middle name. Yeah.
Yeah, it's you see, it's absolutely no difference. I got used to that, and that's absolutely fine with me. So you just guys, because I have to answer the requests from the people, and so that's why you just Vladislav. So again, you know, in English it's not that easy. Again, it's kind of Vlad. So will you just ask, you don't know other people, just get to know them a little bit. While I will be free maybe in a couple of minutes, and then I will start the conversation. Go ahead.
You want me to introduce myself?
No. Just ask them to, I want you to get to know Mark and Masha. Just figure out what they can say about themselves. Because you know them, they know each other. Mark and Masha, they know they've been here before.
Yeah, sure. So guys, introduce yourself, please.
Mark.
Let me start. So you said that before that you're here for the first time. So my name is Mark.
Ladies first, you know.
Well, you know, of course I know that lady first, but you know, she asked me to start. That's why.
Yeah, I'm kidding, Mark. Yeah, you know what I meant. That's
yeah. Well, my name is Mark. I am at the 7th grade. I'm 14 years old, and I live in Perm. It would be nice to hear if you heard about this city, because
say again, which one?
Perm in English.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, someone. So, my day was truly bad because I don't know what's wrong with this day. You know, I woke up, I was really sleepy, then I broke my cup. Then, being sleepy, I went to the swimming pool. Then my dearest trainer didn't like the way I trained, so he kicked me off from the train, and my day was truly bad. So,
Well,
Okay, I have to say you've got a really nice accent, so good of you. You sound I mean you sound fluently for me. Yeah.
well, I still don't think that my English is perfect, and I don't think it's still enough to
There are a couple things you should work on, but overall it's good.
Oh, thanks.
And let me understand why you learning English.
The reason I started learning English is that my parents, all my teachers from the school, and not only from the school, they told me that if you want to develop yourself, to be smarter than others, and just to leave Russia and live somewhere else, so you will need English. Is just with yeah, you'll just need English.
Okay.
And that motivated me a lot.
Okay. Masha, what about you?
Okay. I live in small town Clincy. It's Brandsk region. I'm 16 years old. I'm in 10th form. So my day was really cool because I stopped reading War and Peace. I'm very, very happy. So also all my classmates and I knew that we have distance learning till 21st of November. And I think that it's very great for us because, I don't know, we were very, very happy. So yeah, this day was really, really cool. And I'm really thankful for that.
Okay, yeah, sorry, Vlad.
No, go ahead, go on.
I have a question to everybody now. What you guys think of the elections in the United States of America? What's your perspective?
Let me be first. Like a few months ago, I thought that Trump would definitely be president, but election shows that's not because the thing is I didn't expect that it's to be it would be so how is it said I mean it's too difficult to predict who would be president, and now it's really hard to say. Yeah.
So Mark, Masha, you please.
Mark.
So Masha, be first that time.
Okay. As for me, I'm not a political person, and I don't say that I'm a very political person. Okay, I'm interested in this, but honestly, it's not my country, and I don't have any, I don't know, I don't have interest for who will win, Trump or other guy. I don't know. Seriously, it's not for me.
I think that Trump lost his votes because of coronavirus.
Okay, Mark.
Well, firstly, I need to say that these elections in the United States, they gonna influence everything in our world. That's a fact. And I don't know what about you, truly, but I support Trump. And you know, I have some, not some, but a lot of doubts about правдивости.
Just think, you can do everything. do not
well,
make us...
about truth.
Go ahead. You can do a very good job. I know you.
About truthfulness of these elections, you know.
Very good.
I remember when it was 2 days ago, I was just sitting next to my monitor and looking through the I forgot this word even in Russian.
Yeah, I understand. It happens to me all the time.
Yes, that's the problem. So
the problem is that you don't have to think in Russian. You have to think in English, and then you will never forget the word in Russian.
Yeah, it's a good point. Just it's a definitely confused moment when you when you can't remember one word and all the sentence just breaks up, and it's
I forgot the word statistics. Beautiful.
That's the same word. That's an international.
Yeah. I was looking through the statistics and, you know, just clicking my mouse to update the page every minute. Well, as I said before, I have some doubts, and they're concerned to the truthfulness of the elections, because only in 5 minutes, Biden got 120,000 votes from Michigan only in 10 minutes. And Trump lost them. That's kind of strange. And okay, let's see what's going to happen.
Okay, anybody else? I just want to add my 5 cents to the conversation. Just let's break it, what you said. So first of all, about Vlad, well, it's not decided yet. I mean, the elections, and I'm very much into that. I'm following it almost every minute. And believe me, that's not finished. That's one point. And another point is that maybe you know that Mr. President Trump started several lawsuits for, I think it was for Georgia, for Pennsylvania, to recount the ballots. And right now they announced, the state of Georgia announced that they will recount the ballots. So that means that we will not know about who is the president. Yeah, in case in Pennsylvania, if Biden takes Pennsylvania, then definitely we will know that Joe Biden is the next president. If not, then we will have to wait at the very least a week when they recount the ballots in Georgia. So that's about Vlad. And Vlad, if you just want to say something, just hold on. I will give my perspective to what Masha said and Mark. Masha, and again, after I made my point, so please give your ideas, what you think about what I have to say. So you said that you are not interested. I beg your pardon. If you think that you learn English is going to be part of your life, you can do nothing about that. If you are serious about learning any language, it's going to be part of your life, like forever. For the rest of your life, it will be a part of your life. So that is why you cannot say, I'm not a politician, and definitely I'm not much into the American elections, but we have lots and lots of vocabulary, which is, I cannot give it to you because this is way above the knowledge of the secondary school, which they use during the elections. But this is very, very important. And if you want to learn a language, you have to be, as I said, it should be a part of your life. And Mark, first of all, computer monitor. Well, it's easier to say computer screen. Monitor is, yeah, it has several other meanings. Computer screen, I think it will be better. Then the pronunciation of the state of Michigan, that's Michigan usually. Then what else? You were looking for the word statistics. Well, if you know, you said that you forgot this word in Russian, you can think of the word numbers or figures, digits. You know that you have to have in mind several other options. And so that means that first English should be first, not Russian should be first, but English should be first. And I know that this is kind of not that easy, but you have to say to yourself that English is my first language. I mean that in your head, you have to start with the English, and only then you can think of the meaning in the Russian language. And when you have English as the first language in your head, then you will not look for the first like Russian words and then translating into English. It's very long time. People will not wait for you while you are looking for the necessary word. Just forget about that. As Americans say, just let it go, and you will do. I know that you can do fine. Okay, so about what I said, maybe you have some protests or any ideas.
I don't have, but yeah, it's about election is it's a really controversial question, and the only thing we got is only we have to. I mean, we have to wait only. That's it. For a week, as you said, or more. Yeah.
Yeah, but if Biden takes Pennsylvania, it can't happen because right now he is very close to win Pennsylvania. If he wins it, then definitely it's over. And it can't happen today. It can't happen in America. It's right now it's morning. So it can happen the whole day of Friday in America, but we will see what's going on.
I've never seen such an interesting and tense election in my life. It's interesting. It's really interesting to see, and I'm really looking forward. What will the next?
Well, you know that there are several things which are not that nice, I would say. For example, Mr. Joe Biden already said that we are ready, something like, to escort the trespassers from the White House, which is very rude. And you have to keep in mind that Mr. Donald Trump will be still the president in any possible scenario till January 20th. And so if you understand the words, trespasser is a kind of a criminal, and to escort is to follow. So we will, the meaning of this phrase is that we will lead the criminals out of the White House. I don't think that this is kind of a very nice vocabulary to use. At the same time, you know that President Donald Trump is also not a very nice person. I mean, his conversationalist practice. So yeah, that's like you said, that this is a very exciting show. I wouldn't say that this is very exciting. As I said, the most important part for me is the vocabulary. You will learn lots and lots of stuff. Like I can just give you a couple of these, like outstanding votes, then absentees, then you have to know the notion of the electoral college or electoral votes and so on. They have lots of vocabulary, which is, I know that this is not for the secondary school, that's above your head, like we said, but anyway, for me, it's a very necessary vocabulary which I have to know. That is why I've been following the elections and learning the stuff. Okay, if no other questions here, we can move to the topic of the day. What we're gonna do today? Any other comments?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Yeah. Masha, Mark, any comments? Any ideas? You want to say something? No?
No.
No.
Okay. Just wait a second. I will share the screen with you. And we will start talking. So, today we keep on working on the first certificate master class. And today it's talking about speaking parts 3 and 4. I just want to introduce to explain you a little bit what's going on. So if you remember, the first parts in every exam is kind of a introduction, and that is why the introduction is so important. And we usually start our conversations with when we introduce each other. So that's definitely on almost every exam. The examiner will ask you to say a couple of words about yourself, maybe about your hobbies, maybe about the city you live in, or about the country, or maybe about your parents, maybe about the place you study, and so on and so forth. So that's the first part. So the second part is usually, if you remember, in the Russian national exam and also in the FCE, is just talking about 2 pictures. In different exams, it can be different, like in PET, it will be, or in CAE, it will be 1 picture. And then in TOEFL or in some American exams, you will have to talk about the directions according to the picture and so on. But today we are talking about the part 3 and part 4. So usually part 3 is about the set of pictures. What I mean by the set of pictures, that means you will have at the very least 3 to 4 pictures with the problem, and you have to discuss among themselves and among the candidates or among yourselves. You will have to discuss this problem and to figure out the solution. So now, first of all, we stopped. That was the last idea which we talked about the previous class. It's think ahead, and you can see it here. And I will ask each of you to talk a little bit. Imagine you could take 6 months off work or college or high school. How would you spend the time? So who will talk?
Okay, I start. So yeah. I think that for 1 month, I don't know, maybe I have rest and just have good time with my family. After I start, I think that maybe I will start then I will start doing some things which I like, I don't know, maybe dancing or more reading. I don't know. So also after, I think I wanna go to other countries, or it's time difficult, so maybe even other cities will be good too. I don't know, for example, St. Petersburg or Moscow. I'm really interested in art, in culture, so maybe I would go to museums and or maybe ballet, Russian ballet. I think that it's very cool. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. Just wait a second if I couldn't record you. I have no idea. It just failed. But anyway, a couple of comments to what you were saying. You know, you guys, you tend to use the kind of a conversationalisms. I wouldn't encourage you to do that. Like what you did, Masha, is I wanna. Why? You know that you will. I think that you're planning to take this Russian national exam, and it's not encouraged there. You just be like we say, an educated learner. And that means that you have to pronounce very distinctly every sound, and just follow your teacher. You know that most of the time it's absolutely possible for me to use like you guys, you use Lemmy or Gonna or Wanna. Yeah, I know all of this stuff, but believe me, this is not good for the exams. For the exams, is the best way out is to pronounce distinctly every sound, so that you're 100% sure that the teacher who is listening to you understood perfectly well what you were saying. Okay, Masha, how about that? Do you agree or disagree? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm totally agree. I just thought that maybe we I don't know, we are not an exam, so I can say like I want. So I understand that when I will pass my exam, I will talk like need.
Yeah, when I will take the exam, pass is
okay.
success.
Okay. Yeah.
Do not forget about it. But anyway, so all right, we have only 10 minutes to go. Do not forget about that, because this is a free of charge platform which I've been using. Very good, excellent. Then you were saying like I'm interested. I think that you know the difference, and you said that right now you are not at the exam. Well, it's your habit. If you have a good habit, then that means that you will be good everywhere. So that is why I'm just a little bit concerned. I want you to present your best side, your best foot forward, as the Americans say. So that is why just work on your good habits, and then you will do good during the exam. Okay. Any other comments to what Masha said, please?
I don't have much to say.
Yeah. All right. Then who's next?
Vlad, you want to?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. If I could take 6 months of work or college, I would spend all time developing myself. Especially, I would take most time learning English. I would make sure that I spend a lot of time listening speaking, doing on my accent, and also I think I like gym, and I think I would go in gym to get my physical abilities. So yeah, I think that's it.
Gym, right? Like workouts in a gym, correct?
Workouts, yeah.
In a gym, GYM, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. So just wait a second. I think that it's possible to
doing on my accent, and also I think I like gym, and I think I would go in gym to get my physical abilities. So yeah.
It's just you know that I encourage you to record yourself and to listen to yourself, because most of you guys, you need these presentation skills, and so that's a very good idea to reflect on what you're saying. Okay, Mark, now it's your turn. Go ahead.
So, firstly, it's hard to impossible if I have a free 6 months, like in the quarantine period, and even in the quarantine period, it wasn't free at all. But okay, let's realize that kind of situation. It's gonna be nice, going to be nice if I spend them for self-development, but we are all people, and we are understand that it's that we need rest too. We need to do whatever we want to, and because that's the part of the self-development as well as studying the new topic, a new subject, or a new material for you.
Yeah, well, that's enough.
Thanks.
Yeah.
For self-development, but we are all people, and we are understand that it's that we need rest too. We need to do whatever.
Now you have a little bit of idea how you sound, and do not forget that most of the people, they have no idea how they sound on the recording, and they do not like their own voice. So usually, you know, that if you don't want to record you, but you want to understand how you sound, you put like that your palms, the palms of your hands, and then you will immediately hear the real sound of your voice, which will be not in your head, but in front of you, and you will hear it. Okay, good. So
can I add some information about recording?
Yes.
Yeah, like you said, Vladimir, it's really good to record yourself. And once I recorded my voice, and the text was President Reagan's speech. Yeah, it's I thought my accent was really good, but when I heard myself in recording, something went wrong. I mean, it was really bad, and even though let me take my time.
That's okay.
To think a bit.
That's not a problem. Yeah, while you're thinking, so right now you will hear the recording.
Yeah. I gave my recording to native speaker to correct myself, and the main problem in my accent, the main problem of my pronunciation is spelling was spelling w and w and v sound, and he said that's actually it's common problem for Russian learners. Yeah.
Yeah, we one class we devoted to pronunciation of like very well, or you know, Volkswagen.
Yeah,
or,
it's good exercises.
West Virginia and so on. Yeah, you can work on it, and if you want to compare, like I said, you do not have always native speakers. You can go to Google Translate, and do not forget that Google Translate has two different pronunciation. If you go to Google Translate.as, which is Aleut Islands or something, then you will have the American pronunciation. Otherwise, you will have the British pronunciation. So if you want to work on it, but again, the native speaker told you it was not about your pronunciation. It's just you have to keep in mind, Americans are very tolerant to the pronunciation. The problem is that they read your lips. They look at your lips and they understand. And when you confuse the wa with va, they are so different. Just look at yourself in the mirror. It's just like very and well. It's absolutely totally different sound. When you confuse them, that it confuses the native speakers. That's what he meant. I understand you, because the same thing happened to me. Well, let's say maybe some 20 years ago. One of the Americans just said, "Hey, we have a problem here." And I said, "Okay, thank you so much." Yeah,
my mistake was in the word 12. I said something like 12. Yeah, you see, instead of 12. So he noticed me that I mistake.
Yeah. So, and you have lots of words which are when you mispronounce them. Like, you remember that you have the word and the verb, and if you mispronounce, if you say like, let me confuse it, like verb or verb, it's something which you cannot understand what the person is talking about. You see, so that's very, very important.